It is so funny to think that some random just guy in the Zomato head office was like, this MBA from Howard or whatever. Like, I just got back from fucking New York or whatever, and I noticed that my dadi actually hates eating food that hasn't been cooked by a person of the same caste, or especially if it's a person of a lower caste, she hates it. Also, she doesn't like eating food in the utensils in which non-vegetarian food is cooked, and he just doesn't see anything wrong with it. He's like, maybe in an Indian context, in the Indian market space, in the Indian marketplace, maybe we could implement a separate fleet. Maybe we should separate delivery executives who only deliver pure vegetarian food, as opposed to impure vegetarian and, of course, non-vegetarian food. Without even thinking what impure or pure means. Just like, okay, yeah, sure, that's a good idea. Everyone is like clapping, applauding, fucking employee of the fucking year. Second idea, I have another idea for you. Why don't we divide all our executives, all our delivery boys and girls into different pyramid, like, hierarchies, and we ask them their castes, and we ask our customers their castes as well, and then we match the delivery executives based on their caste. We should do that. In the Indian marketplace, I think it'll really work out. Only Muslim delivery boys to Muslims, and only Hindu delivery boys and girls of the same caste to the Hindu households. That's nice, right? And the upper caste will wear orange uniform, and the lower caste will, the orange will start to fade away as you go down. So the white ones will be the lowest of all. So the upper caste customers know to stay away from the white people wearing the white shirts. It's pretty funny to think. I mean, maybe they would have entertained that idea as well. Obviously, lack of representation in the office space might be a reason for why this decision was even considered in the first place. Everyone just thought it was a great idea. No one thought that, hey, this might face a little backlash by certain people, who also exist in this country, who live in the major big cities. But that's all a different topic. We are here to talk about caste and vegetarianism, pure vegetarianism especially. What does it have to do with anything? You can deny it, of course. You have the right to deny it. And there's no connection. There's nothing to do with it. I think, yeah, fair enough. That's your prerogative. Big word. But we need to talk about it, at least a little bit. Well, what is the connection? Well, the connection lies in the events that happen in this country every day, the news you hear every day. You might hear of kids refusing a midday meal because it was cooked by a Dalit woman. You might say that you have to say that is casteism, right? Right? That they won't eat the same food cooked by non-upper caste hands, not caste hands. I mean, everyone. They will not eat food that has been cooked by a non-caste Hindu. Kids, little primary kids, that's what they say. And obviously, some person will definitely come up and say, well, that's their choice. That's their personal freedom to do and say whatever they want, which is like, okay, cool. That's obviously what you're going to say to defend it. There will always be defenders. It doesn't matter. So when we try to see the connection right here, you might see the college canteen itself. Wow. Different tables for different pure vegetarians and non-pure vegetarians. And it's so easy for this, this impure and pure dichotomy to manifest itself, big word, to manifest itself in colleges, schools, office spaces. Don't heat the non-veg food in the microwave because of the smell. Things like that. This isn't a problem in America or in any Western country. The smell is never a problem for them. Even vegetarians in America, even the vegans, they never mind the smell of anything. Only the Jains, maybe the Buddhists, some Buddhists, maybe some, obviously, upper caste Hindus, they have a problem. Some Hindus, they have a problem with the smell of it, the very smell of non-vegetarian food, and not eating food cooked in utensils that have been touched by non-vegetarian food. And that again, you might blame it on personal preference, but it all comes down to not eating food that is identified with lower caste Dalit food habits. Consumption of beef, consumption of chicken, consumption of non-vegetarian food has always been associated with, not always, recently in modern times has been associated with Dalits, the lower castes, and the non-castes, especially untouchables. And the pure vegetarianism has been identified with the upper castes, even the Jains. And of course, again, you can deny it, and that's bullshit. Maybe it is, or maybe you haven't looked into the genealogy of your habits. Maybe you should try looking into them once in a while, or the genealogy of your morals. Big Nietzsche mention, by the way. Nietzsche mentioned, what is happiness? So you might have to check it. In this book, Nietzsche says that, the morals of society are decided always by the upper classes of the upper strata of society. And I think he's right. I mean, he gives an example of medieval Europe where I guess noble values were associated with good demeanor, like everything that the nobility was good, and everything that the nobility wasn't and the lower classes was bad. That's the example he gives. And we can, I guess, assess it in an Indian context as well. Everyone who goes to a mandir, ये लोग तो पूजा पाठ करने वाले लोग हैं, ये कैसे वो ऐसा कर सकते हैं? Or you might assess it with pure vegetarianism as well. They hold a moral high ground by claiming to be pure vegetarians. Oh, we care for the animals. We care for the animals so much. That's what they, which they don't. It's just a manifestation of old casteist habits, remnants of old casteist habits, and not even eating the food cooked in non-vegetarian utensils is insane. Well, you can say that that's bullshit, and I can say that maybe it is. You can always, I mean, we can keep going back and forth about who is wrong, who is right, but unfortunately, that's how I see it. I see it out in the open. You're supposed to respect them, but they can't respect your choices or your opinions. That is especially because, I guess you can say the market plays a good role in this entire thing, because making all the food pure vegetarian is easier than preparing pure vegetarian food alag se or separately, because non-vegetarians can eat in pure vegetarian restaurants, but unfortunately they can't do the same. Smell gandhi aa rahi hai aur chakkar aa rahe hain. Chakkar, we can eat at vegetarian tables, vegetarian food, but they can't eat vegetarian food on non-vegetarian tables because of it's just impure. It's crazy. Impure vegetarian, where the only difference between pure vegetarian and vegetarian food is a upper caste cook and eggs. That's what the difference between pure vegetarian and vegetarian food is. And obviously the words, you might say that, pure is just Indian idiosyncrasy. It's our way of saying that there's nothing non-veg in this food. That's why it's pure. Well, in Hindi, it's called Shuddh Shakahari. We could have used better words. Shuddh or Ashuddh, I think, is a very bad and problematic classification for the type of food that you choose to consume, especially considering the caste context, where the lower castes just eat everything, and the upper castes are purely, strictly vegetarians and don't even choose to eat in the utensils of food cooked, of non-vegetarian food, which is, again, never has anyone in the history of the world or anywhere else in this country, anywhere else except this country, has said that I can't even eat the food cooked in the same utensil, except, well, if it is associated with untouchability or pure and impure dichotomies, or Shuddha or Ashuddha, sacred and non-sacred dichotomies. That's it. That's pretty much it. That's my thing. That's what I was thinking. That's my recommendation to the Zomato management. You should just divide your executives into different castes, and you should deliver food only to those castes, using those castes. You should create a hierarchical system, and also, like, if they make a mistake, punish them unequally. If the upper caste makes a mistake, he gets like 100 rupee fine, and if the lower caste makes a mistake, he gets like 10,000 rupees. Like, he doesn't get a salary for a year. I guess that would be fair, right? I mean, this is all a joke, by the way. Don't get any ideas. All right, I know you guys love these kind of ideas. This is a joke. I'm joking. Yeah, you guys should definitely divide your food chain into upper caste food and lower caste food, and we should be able to choose from it.